Hi, this is Atul Khatri and you're watching Zindagi TV. Arey Wah!
Mr. Atul, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for
First
having
time
me
in
over.
Kenya?
First time in Kenya.
Tell us, how has your experience been so far?
It's been there. We've been for just one day, but I'm already loving Nairobi.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful city, very green.
Green, huh?
And my only experience of Africa earlier was I went to Nigeria. So when I came here, I thought it would be very similar, but Nairobi is much different, much more advanced, much better, much more warmer people, much more friendlier people.
Reminds you of Mumbai?
Oh yes, it reminds me.
So, for our viewers out there who are wondering who's Atul, can you give us a brief, in a few words, just a small introduction about yourself?
So I'm the funniest comedian in India. Don't watch anybody else, just watch me. Everybody else just sucks. I'm the best. No. So I'm 51 years old. I started doing comedy at the age of 44. I was the CEO of an IT company. It was midlife crisis. I wanted to do something else with my life. Didn't want to die on a corporate job. So tried to do a stand-up comedy. Went for an open mic. Did well there. So 7 years back, and then it went on and on and on, and here I am 7 years later in Nairobi, Kenya.
So midlife crisis. I mean, wow! At the age of 44, you said, enough of my
corporate job.
job. You used to own an IT firm.
I was one of the directors in an IT firm.
Okay,
yes.
so how did that turn come about? I mean, married with kids and.
Oh yeah. I've got two daughters. Yeah.
Before we even get into you, how did your family take on that?
So my wife was very supportive.
That's nice.
Kids also are very supportive. Initially, I didn't tell them I was doing this.
Acha.
I said, if I tell them, baap pagal ho gaya, is umar mein trying all these things. So,
Yeah.
But then when they came to know, they found it very cool. A lot of their friends started watching me also, and so I have my parents also. My parents didn't take it very well.
Okay.
I'll complete the entire story. My parents thought, ye pata nahi kaun se line mein ja raha hai, outline mein jayega, and things like that. But they also once watched me, and they really enjoyed.
So why comedy? I mean, people quit their jobs maybe to travel the world or to do something. Why did you enter into comedy? And also, did you have a backup plan for it if it doesn't work or something?
Yeah, my wife has her own business, so that's my backup plan. I tell my children I worked for 25 years.
Yeah.
The next 25 years you have to work and support me.
Okay.
So we are very clear about who's going to work, who's going to support the family in case I don't fail. In case I fail, yeah.
So why comedy itself?
I think I had a little funny bone. So in every friend circle there is one guy who is a funny guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure your friend circle, you may be the guy for all. So I was the funny guy in my group. Always cracking jokes, always looking at things slightly differently what other people would look at.
Okay.
And so I enjoyed comedy. Like when I was young also, I used to watch a lot of these comedy movies. They were my favorite, like Bombay to Goa, Padosan, the classic Hindi. And I could watch them again and again and again. So always comedy was my forte.
I mean, considering comedy is very hard, you can make anybody cry and do all that, but to make someone laugh
is extremely difficult. Yeah. Yes.
So, comedy, how was your first experience when you said, okay, you know what, now this is it, I'm doing comedy? What did you do? How did you prep for it? And how did you decide?
I signed up for a comedy open mic night.
Okay.
That's the only way to get into comedy. So there are comedy open mic nights where you can go on stage and, try to make 30-40 strangers laugh.
Yes.
And
which year was this?
This was in 2012, 7 years back.
The comedy craze had just started.
In India, it had just started, probably in 2010, 2011. It started in India, Mumbai, with this comedy club called the Comedy Store, which is from London.
Okay.
They had come to it. So that was the first sort of a stand-up comedy thing. So
you had watched a lot of comedians before?
No, I had not really watched too much. I was a fan of comedy, never a fan of stand-up comedy. It was very new. Okay. So there was a time when the Russell Peters video had come out, which became viral. Yeah. So I had watched that, like many other people watched it. Even I watched it, but never really thought I would get. But so coming back to the prep, so I signed up for a comedy open mic. 1st Jan, it was a New Year resolution 2012. Yeah. I said I want to do something different in my life. Yeah. So the first comedy open mic was on 2nd Feb 2012, after a month. So I signed up for it, wrote a set.
So you wrote your own set?
Yeah, you all come, till today we all write our own sets.
I know some comedians who actually they have their writers.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I still write my own set because comedy is very personal. That's where the jokes come from.
All right.
And so I did that. I went to a comedy open mic night, performed there, did very well. Met other comedians there. They said that, listen, you're good.
Yeah.
Don't leave it at that. Because a lot of people do it once and just say, ho gaya, like, yeah. But I went on and on.
Yeah.
Went for more open mic nights.
Yeah.
Thanks to the comedy store which was there, which was really a good catalyst that time for the Indian comedy scene to grow.
Okay.
So we grew from there, and
And tell me now, I mean, your comedy is 90% adult comedy.
not really.
More of it, a lot of swear language and this and that.
Okay.
I mean, where does that?
Where is swearing adult language here? Swearing is common here. You swear, we swear.
No, it's not common. Man. Don't swear now, though.
No.
So where does that inspiration come from?
There's no inspiration for swearing. It's an emotion. It's an emotion. So if you watch me doing comedy, the bad words don't. It's not. I don't use it as a punchline. It's more as an emotion for.
The reason I asked that is I believe that you always tell your daughter your jokes first.
Oh yeah.
She's like, okay, Hasi, then you can go on.
Correct.
So are you that comfort zone and everything?
Yeah, I remember when I was
How old is she?
right now my elder daughter is 24, my younger daughter is 24. They're adults by themselves. So when I started doing comedy, I didn't have an audience. As you're right, I had to make both my daughters sit.
Yeah.
And if there's a bad word come, I would say it.
Yeah.
And my wife would say, what's wrong with you? How are you saying bad words in front of the children?
Yeah.
And I said, that time when one daughter was 17, other was 15.
Yeah.
I said, if they don't know bad words, it's time to change their school.
True. So tell me now, in terms of your success so far, I mean, I believe you've been in a lot of countries all over the world, and now you're here in Kenya.
Yes.
What would you call, would you give your success to, of course, apart from your hard work and everything, would you give your success to the digital platforms?
100%. A lot of us exist thanks to a digital platform.
Yeah.
This year, 1st Jan 2019, I had my own Netflix special.
Yes.
So it is all digital we are talking about. A lot of our success was thanks to YouTube, thanks to Facebook, thanks to Twitter, thanks to Instagram, because we are out there releasing our videos. It's the right audience.
I think everything
followers.
1 year you started, and then the next day you had your Netflix special.
No. I started in 2012. I got my Netflix after 7 years in 2019.
Tell us more about your Netflix special.
So Netflix actually was in touch with me since last 1 year.
Yeah.
And so we in July I shot it. It's a part of the comedians of the world. It's with basically 47 comedians from 30 countries across the world.
Okay.
We hit on 1st Jan 2019. It was a very big event in Netflix. And I was a part of that. In India there were 3 of us. I was one of those. The people from South Africa, Brazil, Germany, USA, UK, so from 13 countries. It's an amazing, so much content, 24 hours of content we released on one day.
Oh, nice, good stuff.
And it's good because you can see varied, comedy in a lot of different languages also.
So tell me, in terms of inspiration, Boman Irani was one of the few who started off at a very later age. And where did your inspiration come from, or comes from?
So to be very honest, going on stage and getting the energy of the stage from the audience when you go, that is, it's mesmerizing. You cannot get sleep sometimes when you get a very good response from the audience. So that sort of keeps you going, keeps you inspiring. Also, I see some of the, I'm the oldest guy in the industry. I see some of the young comedians, some of them are doing such great work and writing so brilliantly. That also inspires you. So you get inspiration from the audience, from your colleagues, from the stage. You get it from everywhere else, and just inspires you to go every day on stage and do more and more and better.
So working with Sapan Verma, you guys came together for the show.
Yes.
Have you've worked with him before?
Yes, Sapan actually, we go a long way. We started work together. We had a collective called the East India Comedy.
Okay.
Which started in 2014, and since then we have been working together, and great rapport with each other. We love each other very lot. I think he loves me. I don't know. Ask him.
I'll make sure to ask him that. Okay.
And so yes, I think, and we have a very two different styles of comedy, which the audience.
But how does it get in India? So every day there's a new comedian budding up now.
Yes.
Every other day, How does that put you under pressure or something like, or is it very competitive?
It's not really the pressure from the other comedians, it's pressure on yourself. You have to create your own pressure to excel what you're doing. So what you did 1 year back, you have to see the way you write has to get better next year, has to get more, you have to start enjoying it. Don't just do it for money or for the laughs or things like that. You have to start enjoying. Sometimes you would even convey some social messages through comedy, which is also important. So I think you have to understand that the Indian comedy scene has just been there for 7-8 years, 10 years maximum.
So Atul, tell me, so many comedians coming up, right? Every other day there's a new comedian coming up in India, internationally, and pressure, inspiration, and any particular that you really look upon to?
So I think the pressure, I see that I don't really want to take pressure from others, because comedy is very personal. Everybody has their own styles.
Yes, yes.
For me, the pressure is from me within, to see that what I've done last year, I write something much more better. Get things more tighter, talk more about deeper stories which relate to the audience. So that's really where the pressure comes from. In trying to, even Shah Rukh Khan said that I'm my own competition.
Yes.
So somewhere going through that, I think every artist is his own competition.
True.
Yeah.
And now, any particular comedians that you want to mention that you look upon to?
So I honestly believe anybody who can go on stage and make people laugh is doing an amazing job, and I really admire each and every one of them.
Yeah.
But having said that, in India there are many comedians, like for example Veer Das. Veer Das, the amount of hard work he puts in the craft is crazy. He's got like 2 Netflix special, he's got some 2 movies coming out, some web series, international web series, touring so many things. That really inspires you when somebody who's up there, who's probably India's #1 in terms of amount of Netflix specials, the revenue which he earns out of comedy, is working so hard. That itself really pushes you. Internationally there are a lot of them. There's Bill Burr, there's Dave Chappelle. The list is endless in terms of the comedy.
So you would be more of a Netflix guy, not an Amazon guy, who will have in the next show.
Netflix is more premium. I make myself more premium. So
Ouch.
and we don't do free shipping.
So tell me now, the show that you did last week was hilarious. I mean, I was there in the crowd and I just loved it. I mean, you found my funny bone.
Yes.
How is your audience in Kenya? What do you have to say about it?
I think very, very warm audience. It's actually, I think the response that we got is a reflection of what the Kenyan audience is generally. A much more warmer audience, much more loving, and they enjoyed us. It's good that we could come to Kenya and make people laugh, improve the blood circulation.
And you'll definitely come back again.
100%. You're back again.
Some guys took care of you.
They took really good care of us. We ate some great food. They took us to see giraffes. So
nice. So I guess
I've never seen a giraffe before, so it was good. I came to Nairobi to see a giraffe. So thank you, Nairobi. See you again.
Awesome. You're an inspiration to many. And any last parting words?
So the Indian stand-up comedy scene is very new. It's upcoming. We require all your support. So please come and support live stand-up comedy. YouTube is a different experience. Watching stand-up comedy live is a different experience. So please come and support us. We can only excel if we get support from you as well. So that's it. Come watch comedy, keep laughing, enjoy your health.